Have you ever felt like even though you're doing everything right, meeting all the expectations, and pushing yourself to the limit, something profound inside you is quietly falling apart, eroding your very essence day by day?
You wake up, the alarm blares, but every fiber of your being resists getting out of bed. You manage a smile, a practiced facade, but feel utterly empty inside, a hollow echo where joy used to reside. You work harder than ever, pouring your energy into tasks, yet it brings no satisfaction, no sense of accomplishment, just an unending cycle of exhaustion.
What if it's not just stress that you can push through with more effort? What if it's something far deeper, a pervasive state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion that is slowly but systematically draining your vital energy, extinguishing the very flames of your passion, and chipping away at your most cherished dreams? This is often what we call emotional burnout.
If any of this resonates with the quiet struggles you've been experiencing, know that you're absolutely not alone in this journey. This feeling, this pervasive emptiness, has a name: burnout. It's crucial to understand its definition and meaning to effectively deal with burnout in life. And before we embark on a deeper exploration to uncover what this something deeper truly is, how it manifests, and most importantly, how to recover from burnout and reignite your purpose, make sure you're subscribed to Think and Rebound so you don't miss out on more invaluable insights and practical strategies like these that can truly transform your well-being. Today, we're going to begin by sharing fascinating and inspiring stories of several assumed names who bravely faced burnout and ultimately overcame it with pride. Their stories might resonate with or reflect the daily lives of many of us who are currently facing similar challenges.
Yes, we'll start with the captivating story of Alice. She's a young woman full of grand dreams since childhood. She aspired to be a highly successful freelance writer, creating powerful written works that could inspire and ignite hope in many people. She loved writing since she was a child and was determined to spend her entire life doing what she loved and was most passionate about, which was weaving words into stories.
Alice embarked on this professional path with intense determination. She dedicated all her time and energy to tirelessly honing her writing skills, whether it was learning complex new writing techniques, practicing vivid and engaging storytelling, or even delving deep into online marketing strategies to ensure her creative works could reach and impact a wider audience. She spent almost every minute of her day working, as if every moment she wasn't writing was a valuable opportunity lost in vain. Have you, our dear listeners, ever felt this kind of intense self-imposed pressure? That if we don't quickly do this or that, we'll fall behind others on the path to success? Or we'll never be able to reach the goals we've set for ourselves? This feeling can be truly consuming, especially when dealing with burnout at work becomes a reality you face.
The overwhelming drive to achieve rapid and great success increasingly consumed and dominated her life. What was once a pure passion and love for writing gradually transformed into a heavy burden, a feeling that she had to write, had to produce work constantly, without regard for quality or the joy of creation. She began to perceive even slightly imperfect writing as a monumental failure in her life. The boundless creativity that once flowed freely started to dwindle, replaced by an emptiness. She felt severe and critical mental exhaustion, waking up unwilling to get out of bed. Writing, which used to be the greatest joy in her life, became an unbearable torment. She couldn't eat or sleep for several consecutive days, and became easily irritable over small, trivial matters around her that she used to always overlook. These were clear burnout symptoms emerging.
It's a very frightening and heartbreaking state, isn't it? when what we once loved and dedicated ourselves to most turns into something that slowly devours and destroys us from within. Have you ever been in a situation where your intense passion started to transform into a heavy burden, slowly dragging you down? This state, my friends, is what we call burnout, or burning out, which is more than just general stress. It's a complete depletion of physical, mental, and emotional energy.
Once her thoughts and perspective shifted, she began to take serious and decisive action. She started setting clear boundaries with her life and her work. This meant establishing fixed and inflexible working hours. For example, working only from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., never working overtime no matter how urgent a task might be, and not checking work emails or writing related tasks outside of work hours. She learned to decline excessive work or energy-draining projects, even if it felt uncomfortable or unfamiliar at first, having been accustomed to saying yes to everything. But she knew that doing so was genuinely protecting her energy and mental health. This is part of how to deal with burnout and how to recover from burnout.
She also prioritized deep rest and recovery for her body and mind. This wasn't just about getting enough sleep, but also included activities that truly recharged her and brought her inner fulfillment. For example, reading books completely unrelated to writing for relaxation, writing a diary to express feelings and organize thoughts, taking walks in the park to connect with nature, or finding a quiet place to meditate. She allocated time for these things in her daily schedule and gave them the same importance as the most crucial work meetings.
Besides Alice's inspiring story, there are many other similar accounts of people who have faced burnout and successfully overcome it. For example, Jake, a young man with a strong dream of becoming a successful professional musician. He spent all his time each day practicing music diligently, performing at small restaurants to gain experience, and tirelessly trying to create his own music. Until one day, he felt that his guitar, which used to be an integral part of his life, like his very breath, became something he didn't even want to touch. It felt heavy and laden with overwhelming expectations from both himself and others around him.
Jake felt he needed a serious break. He decided to take a long break from playing music without feeling guilty, even with a slight fear of falling behind his peers or missing out on opportunities. But he went back to spending time with friends he hadn't seen in a while, exploring new places he'd never visited, and engaging in activities completely unrelated to music, such as hiking, cycling, or taking cooking classes. This complete and varied rest allowed him to return to music with a fresh heart, and found that the creativity he thought was lost had unexpectedly returned, along with new perspectives for making music. This is a clear example of how to overcome burnout.
Or consider the story of Lena, whose ultimate dream in life was to open her own cozy little bakery filled with the warm aroma of baked goods. She poured everything into her shop, baking, creating new recipes, and personally serving customers every step of the way, from taking orders to delivering smiles. Sometimes she worked from early morning until late at night almost every day, without rest. She loved what she did immensely, but her body and mind began sending alarming warning signals. She started experiencing frequent headaches and sometimes felt so drained she didn't want to wake up to open the shop.
When Lena started to feel she was facing burnout, she consulted a close friend who had a similar experience before. Her friend advised her to ask for help and delegate the responsibilities she was shouldering alone. Lena decided to hire a part-time assistant to handle some tasks, such as packaging pastries or taking orders, to give herself more time to rest. She also began allocating time for herself to attend yoga and meditation classes. She realized that taking care of herself wasn't selfish, but a necessary and wise investment to sustainably and effectively pursue what she loved in the long run, and helps her overcome burnout she was facing.
The compelling stories of Alice, Jake, and Lena clearly demonstrate that burnout can affect anyone, regardless of our dreams, goals, or career paths in life. But the good news is that everyone can overcome it by adjusting their mindset and taking serious and consistent action.
The most crucial things are to recognize the warning signs that our body and mind are sending, whether it's chronic fatigue, easy irritability, lack of concentration, or not wanting to wake up for work. To practice self-compassion and not blame ourselves when feeling exhausted or overwhelmed. To redefine success more broadly, to include our well-being, not just material outcomes. To set clear boundaries between work and personal life to protect our valuable time and energy, and to prioritize genuine rest and recovery for both body and mind, not just temporary breaks, but a complete recharge. This is the core of how to deal with burnout effectively.
Equally important is to ask for help from those around you and build a strong social network. Don't isolate yourself from friends, family, or professionals when you feel bad. Just talking to someone who understands, who listens to you, or asking for a little help, such as having a friend review some work or confiding in someone you trust, can make an enormous difference and is a crucial key to effectively overcoming burnout.
We want to challenge all our listeners. Don't wait until you feel utterly broken, like Alice, or completely burnt out and devoid of energy, like Jake and Lena. You possess the power and potential to change your life, starting right this very moment, without having to wait until you reach a crisis point.
Try choosing just one thing from what we've suggested today. Just one small thing you can start doing right away and consistently in your daily life. For example, try not checking work emails after 7 p.m. for one day or for the entire week. Or try setting aside 15 to 30 minutes each day to do something you enjoy without feeling guilty, whether it's listening to music, playing games, or reading a book. Or perhaps sending a message to a close friend to talk about how you're feeling and ask for a little advice. This is how you recover from burnout effectively.
This small step, which might seem insignificant at first, is a truly powerful and meaningful beginning. It's a worthwhile investment in your long-term well-being for a healthy mind and body and for a happier, more balanced life. Your future self will definitely thank you for deciding to make a change today.
We'd like to thank all our listeners for being with us today on how to deal with burnout. Practical tips for well-being. Remember, you are not alone, and there is always a way forward. Every change starts with you.